Lynn, a favorited employee here at Favorited, and a prior VidCon employee. And I just wondered if you wouldn't mind. I know that like you do not have to go into detail, my darling, but if you can give us a little bit of background, just like a little bit of tea about maybe some personal history. Like, are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have pets? Like, where did you go to school? Have you been in California your whole life? Like, give us like a little bit of background.
Yeah, sure. So I have been in California my whole life from Orange County, just moved up the road to LA basically. I have a one-eyed dog named Kubo, who's in my profile photo is my little dog. And outside of Favorited, I'm just mostly hanging out with my girlfriend or kind of making things. I like doing a lot of DIY type stuff.
Like furniture or like crafts or like,
I have made my own furniture, like I've made my own like shelving units before,
oh,
like
cool.
out of plywood and stuff. So not just
Nice.
like IKEA stuff, but actually making it. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Did you do any college?
So I did college for a little bit, but mostly just enough to be able to take the internship classes, to do all my kind of creator related internships. But once I got my first full-time job with a creator, I left school. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I mean, here's the thing. Priorities.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go where the money at, right?
Yeah. And I mean, at the time, because I graduated high school in 2011, so at the time the internet as we know it was still like pretty young and creators were like barely a thing. So it was not really something I could learn about in school. I just had to teach myself and
Yeah,
learn by doing so.
on the job training. Okay, so what's your role with Favorited, Mylan?
So I'm the operations manager. I'm basically doing everything but the engineering, making sure everything's running smoothly over here.
Are you overseeing the staff and the people as well?
I mean, I help them out, whatever they need. If they need a new keyboard, new computer, any kind of new software, I figure out how to get that for them, make the office a nice place to be.
I mean, so like you're the boss lady. You're cracking whips and cracking heads.
Your words, not mine.
I mean, I could say a lot of other words too, if I'm honest. Like, let's see, what in the freaking baloney is going on over there? They need to get you a bigger office with some leather furniture, is all I'm
I
saying,
mean,
Marilyn.
it's in the works.
Okay, good. All right. So, you guys, we asked, well, actually, Myelin was asked on our behalf. We have this event happening right now. We are all busting ham to try and win a trip to VidCon. I have been planning on going myself, win, lose, or draw. I've never been. I'm a new creator. Favorite is, we're still in beta. We're new. There's a lot of us that just haven't like gone or been involved. I've been in the corporate world. I've been to like corporate conferences before. Generator is a creator here, and Generator's involved in like the tech world. Has been to like tech conferences. But like we were talking, we're like, what's like VidCon? What's like an influencer conference? Like what are we getting ourselves into? Like, what's the dress code? Am I gonna have to like do my nails? Like, what am I gonna expect when I go out there? So we kind of put together a list of things that we were curious about, why people might really want to push to go, whether they're able to like win a free trip or not. Like, why would it be important to really push to get there? And knowing that Favorited is a sponsor of the event, what might specifically creators here at Favorited want to really focus on if they're able to go. So can you tell us just from the start, from the get-go, well, before I actually dive in, is there anything that you want to say? There's 196 MVPs in here. Anything while you have our attention that you want to say to us before we get started?
I'm excited to see some of you in person at VidCon. I think we have a lot of fun things planned, and I'm excited for not only favorited but more mobile first live streamers to kind of have their presence be known at VidCon
Yeah.
because we're in the grand scheme of creators. I think mobile live streamers are kind of the newest sector of creator.
And when you say mobile live streamers, you're talking about primarily those of us that are using our mobile devices as our
Yeah,
device for streaming. Okay.
Yeah, because obviously like Twitch streamers are already they have TwitchCon and they have quite a presence at VidCon already. I think people who started streaming specifically on mobile, I think uh, this year is the year to kind of let the world know we're here.
Right? Our rebel yell. Let's go. J balls. Let's go. That's gonna be our rebel yell. Jacked up J balls. What makes VidCon 2025 like a must attend event for favorited creators in your opinion? Like
I
why should
mean,
we really make an effort?
to me, VidCon is like the premier event for all things online content creation. It was made by and for creators, and although ownership has changed over the years, obviously for a number of years it was owned by Paramount, and now it's under new ownership, but it's run by a much smaller team than people would think who really care about connecting creators with their audiences. And like I said, I think it's important for creators on Favorited to be there to kind of represent this new kind of creator that we're making on this platform.
So, with regard to like this new type of creator you've referenced, are there any other platforms that are doing it like Favorited is doing it at the scale that we're doing it? I know it's kind of an off sheet question, but I'm just curious to get your opinion on that.
I mean, in the past, there have been some sessions like Live had a session last year, but I feel like even then it was still very much featuring creators who started with like long form YouTube content first,
Right.
and then they found live streaming. I don't know that any other platform is just like focusing on mobile live streaming and like that is the star of the show.
I just have to take a break just a second and holler out Tails and Tilly throwing thrones around here like they're chicken wings. Thank you so much, gorgeous Tails and Tilly. Thank you so much for throwing that throne. Everyone over here, everyone over with our gorgeous Myelin, make sure that you're following each other. This is our Wisdom Wednesday. Remember, I'm a rated G host, so please keep it classy. Follow each other. That's one of our challenges today for qualifying for VidCon. So make sure you're taking advantage of the 230 MVPs in this joint live stream. If you do have questions, please make sure you're asking them here. We're going to try and catch those. And of course, follow each other. If you do have regular questions about Favorited, we can absolutely address those in the Favorited Favorites Fandom Discord or the regular Favorited Discord. We do have Relentless Will here and Head Fried Rice. They are here to assist. We might have JFK, maybe Jay Walker over monitoring things, making sure that we are keeping things on the up and up as well. So yeah, thank you so much. You guys know the rules. BN Jet 444. Don't forget. Thank you, my darlings. Thank you so much, sweethearts. Okay, so Myelin, you absolutely are our operations manager here at Favorited, but you were employed by VidCon, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about working for VidCon in the past and what you are bringing to the table here?
Yeah, so essentially I planned the past 3 or 4 VidCon shows. So
Did you say
uh,
3 or 4? Like,
yeah. So from VidCon uh, in Anaheim, I did 22, 23, 24, and then I also planned VidCon Baltimore 23. Um, so I was a programming manager. So basically, any panel or game or meet and greet anyone was there for, I planned it, scheduled it, and did all of that.
amazing. So specifically with Anaheim, like if we have questions, and I think I actually do, about logistics, about because we're all, if I'm honest, I'm sitting here in my yoga pants and my, my tube socks. I don't really leave my house often,
Hmm.
my land. So, the thought of going first of all to California, second of all to Anaheim, third of all to a convention with people, like kind of intimidated. So you can help us with logistics and try and navigating through a space with like people and like the having to like, be in
Yeah,
public.
yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, good. All right. Whew. A little bit of help's gonna be good. Okay, so with regard to like a lot of people and a conference style, like have you in the past, like can you give us any insight on how VidCon might create an environment where us new creators will feel welcome? Like I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna see people that have some fame to their name, and we're gonna be little fish in this big old pond. Like, are we gonna feel like completely like overwhelmed, or are we going to feel like we're part of this crew?
I think VidCon is kind of what you make of it. I think initially when you see the size of it, it can be overwhelming. But I think VidCon is full of like-minded people, no matter if you're on the community track, career track, or industry track. Because there's a reason you bought the specific ticket you bought, or going to a specific meet and greet or a specific panel. Um, it's more than likely if you like just strike up a conversation with the person sitting next to you at a panel, you'll find some things in common about why you both chose to go to that specific panel to see whatever creator you're trying to see. I think it's a very open and welcoming environment, and there's tons of resources and staff walking around the floor in case you're ever lost.
Okay, I love it. Anthony, Arizona, thank you so much for that snowman. You absolute legend. Thank you so much for keeping me cool, calm, and collected because I'm very fangirling out right now about Myelin. She's an absolute MVP with Favorited. She's the operations manager. She's giving us her expertise with her years of experience putting on VidCon Anaheim and VidCon Baltimore. So you mentioned tracks. So if we are purchasing the VidCon packages, there's three
Hmm.
different options, right? We have different tracks, right, based off of our interest, right? We could just go as like fans, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't necessarily want to be taught anything. I just want to go and fangirl out and go and be hang out and like meet and greet different creators. Or like I'm a creator and I want to go and be taught tips and tricks and how I can develop myself as a creator. Or like I'm a back office person and I'm a developer and I'm like more techie, right? Are those the three
Yeah.
tracks? Okay.
Yeah. So community is definitely more fan facing, just like you said, and then every step up you go. So if you're buying a creator track ticket because that's what you mostly want to see, but you're still wanting to do a meet and greet or see some of the fan facing stuff, as long as you're going up a level, you get access to all the programming in the levels below that. So if you
Okay.
have an industry track ticket, then you have open access to the full
Okay,
event.
so we can purchase the higher level, but then still have like it's an all access pass if we
Yeah.
purchase the industry. Okay, and it's still. I mean, I was looking. So the website is it's vidcon.com,
Yes.
right? And it's got the schedule up. It's got some details. I kind of in my flip, I kind of put a little teaser there of you can see like some of the creators and influencers. I call favorited favorites here are I call you all creators. We're creators here. I think that we all influence each other. Rising tide lifts all boats. I think that we all influence each other just inherently. So I think that we're just creators here, right? We are all,
Hmm.
divine creators. But there are influencers that are going to be attending VidCon, and I kind of gave us a teaser there from that website. But I feel like, there are a lot of opportunity of, I'm going because I want to meet you guys. But there's a lot of opportunity for us just to kind of get wet our whistles, as it is, as it were, to kind of get an idea of what we're in for with regard to becoming influential in the industry, whether that is from a creator standpoint or a developer standpoint, or just being able to influence each other when we come back and
Hmm.
how we're going to change our content up, right? And like the ideas we come back with kind of freshen things up, right?
Yeah.
So, with regards to freshening things up, I kind of want to know, like I didn't realize, like I knew you were an employee, but I didn't realize like how deep in the sauce you were. So now I really want to know, like, give us, like, can you spill some tea? Like, give us some personal stories, like some experiences of why VidCon, like, what impact it had on you, and like what kind of like the best parts of it that you had been involved in.
Yeah, so even before I worked at VidCon, I've been to every VidCon since 2012. So if anyone watching has ever seen Matt from Favorited do a stream, he and I met when we were basically teenagers still, at like VidCon 2012 or 2013. I met Zach through VidCon as well. It's just a fun place to be. Like I feel like in the early days, watching YouTube was not a super popular thing, so it was fun to meet other people that cared about the same stuff that I did, and working there, it was fun to like spend a whole year like planning a panel and not really knowing how it'll pan out in person, but then seeing like thousands of people get really excited about a game that you just made up in your head is a fun time.
Right. So with regard to like individual creators that are, do you know of anybody specifically attending 2025 that you're like really excited for their panel or for their meet and greet?
Yeah, there are a few people. One of my friends, Cassie, she's on the industry track. She's like an internet OG, Blog Lotties, where she's doing a session on the industry track, basically about how she went from making these exercise videos on YouTube to having like a top selling exercise line in Target. So there's stuff like that. There are also newer people who I'm excited to see. I think uh, AJ and Big Justice from the Costco guys. I'm excited
Yeah,
to see them. I think that's a fun one for VidCon to get.
for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Anybody that's coming back that's a repeat attendee that you, a good old faithful that you are excited to see again?
Yeah, a lot of the Minecraft creators are very popular at VidCon. Afmal, Ranbu, Hannah XX Rose. Uh, and I don't play Minecraft, but their videos are fun to watch, and their fans are always like the most engaged attendees at VidCon. So it's fun to see how excited they get.
So, uh, I know that con, right, short for convention, and
Hmm.
I equate right conventions to my corporate world, right, and it's very much like there's like a booth like area where you walk around, you get like a swag bag, and
Hmm.
then you go into like a conference center and you sit down and you have your little bag and your notepad and you listen to a speaker. Is it like that, or like when you say a panel, is it like people sitting up at a table and they're kind of round table chit chatting and then they take questions from the audience, or does it just depend on who's presenting or what the topic is?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag. So on the community track, you'll see a lot of live games. I don't know if they're still calling it the same thing this year, but a couple years ago, I started what is basically like the Disney Channel games, but at VidCon. So all these creators compete all weekend for to add their team to a trophy. So there are different games all weekend, and the audience can vote on their fan favorites. There are also panels about various topics, whether it's like what it's like being an LGBT creator or what it's like to be a live streamer, those kinds of things. So those are more just straight up like there's a moderator asking all these questions for an hour. Community track panels are harder to do Q
Yeah,
and A's at the end just because there are so many people in attendance and it becomes a security risk.
yeah.
But on the creator track, those tend to be in smaller rooms. Usually, the biggest room will fit maybe 700 people. And those typically at the end, it's usually a roundtable style of experts talking about a specific subject, and typically the last 5 to 10 minutes they'll open it to audience questions.
So that was a question in the chat. So somebody's like, okay, so are smaller creators allowed to go? As far as I know, like anyone can attend this if they purchase a ticket, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's open attendance. You just want to make sure that you're getting the right ticket for what you want to see and what you want to participate in. So if you're um, trying to like learn how to make really good thumbnails for your videos, then Creator Track is where you're gonna want to go. Community Track, if you're just a fan of someone, you can just buy that ticket. Industry Track, I only recommend if there's someone that is only speaking on that track that you really want to see, or you're in the business, otherwise you can save yourself the $1,000 and just get a creator track ticket.
And the creator track ticket, can you remind me the cost of the creator track? Is that the 160 along
I
with
think that one
FBS?
is around 215.
Okay, so that's the mid one, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
just the fan base is like the 160. 213
yeah,
for the middle, 160-ish for just the entry.
yeah,
The $1,000 one is like the high level,
yeah.
all access, everything. Now, is our CEO and co-founder Zach, is he actually presenting or speaking in this one?
Um, I'm actually not sure. I imagine he might be. He's actually on VidCon's advisory
It's on the
board.
board. Yeah.
So a lot of our industry track, he's probably made recommendations for, have put people up as speakers. He's
Yeah.
spoken the last few VidCons, and definitely has helped me out with moderating a few sessions at
Yeah.
VidCon. So I imagine if he's not already have something on his schedule, that I know that he's a reliable um like moderator if they need someone last minute.
Well, we would just love to know if there is a session that he is speaking at that we would
Yeah.
love to know if
Um
what
I don't
ticket that
know.
would be.
So if Zach is speaking, he'll likely be on industry or creator track. I know we don't have anything um specifically planned yet. We're still waiting on details, but we do have a couple favorited staff moderating on the community track this year.
Okay. The other thing that we were being asked about with regards to favorited specific events. Okay, so with regard to the promotion that we're running on favorited now, where you're trying to earn an
It
all
looks like Zach
expenses
does
paid.
have a panel on Friday. I'll need to look up what track
Okay, let us know
that's
the
on.
track and then we'll put it in the discords. Okay, you guys. So the top 20, the all expenses is for U.S. residents only. The top 100 will have a ticket to the favorited welcome party on Thursday night, but anyone can attend. Anyone can go to the conference. Here's the other thing. Let's say you get out to California and you don't actually get into the conference. Are you still able to meet and greet favorited people and other people that are out there and coordinating stuff outside of VidCon? Sure. Right. There's going to be a lot of people that are out there and you're coordinating stuff outside of VidCon. Fine. Right. Absolutely. That stuff happens all the time. You absolutely, Lopez, we're going to talk about that later. You absolutely, like, that kind of stuff happens all the time. We're just talking about VidCon right now because Myelin absolutely has like the insider track, the knowledge. She's a favorited employee with a VidCon prior experience, like up the, she has a lot of experience. Watch my idioms there. All right.
It
Next
looks like
question.
Zach is going to be on the industry track, by the way.
Okay, on the industry track. So that's going to be that full price ticket, my loves. But you know what? If you get into that exclusive favorited party, you might be able to shake that man's hand. All right. Okay. So, regarding, again, I know that you haven't been involved in creating this specific VidCon for 2025, but in
Hmm.
your past experience, right, some of the most exciting social events that VidCon has put on has been VidCon's opening night, the celebration, and then the meet and greets. If we are going to VidCon, what are going to be like the not miss events, the social events that VidCon puts on?
Yeah, so I think the opening night celebration is going to be a lot of fun. They're doing something new this year, which is I'm pretty sure is based off of an idea I gave them, but who knows? But during the opening night, they're basically doing VidCon's first Hall of Fame, where they're honoring a bunch of OG creators that have helped VidCon grow to what it is today. And whether or not it's aging myself, but these are people I kind of watched a lot in high school, and kind of the reason why I got involved with working with creators in the first place.
And no, I think you should take credit for that idea. Absolutely. OG ideas abound, and I love them. So the opening celebration, it's a great question, and I'm going to ask it now because I'm sensitive to it. What kind of dress code? Like, what do
Um,
people wear?
a lot of people are just wearing their everyday clothes. There are some people who treat it like a second Coachella, where they're trying to
Like,
like wear. Yeah, I honestly, more people are just like out and about and whatever athleisure than you would think. Some people again treat it like a second Coachella, where they're planning a different outfit every day. There are people who on the industry track who are doing the whole suit and tie get up if they want. Although that's less common with like younger industry execs. And then there are also people who just go full like cosplay.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of it will have to do with your brand too, right? Like if
Yeah.
you are known for, you know, doing your thing, then you show up in a t-shirt and shorts, it might be like not on brand and people would be disappointed, right? So, if you're known for your tube socks, Megs, just show up in your tube socks. All right. Okay. Um, of course, it is California, so also take that into consideration and maybe don't wear the beanies. Um, how does the festival area or expo hall in the convention center in Anaheim, does that create opportunities for creators to connect? It feels like it's such a big space that you might get lost in the crowd. Do they like? I know you mentioned like the gaming, like the competition there. Are there other ways that people can create like more intimate ways to connect so that we don't kind of get lost in the spaces there?
Yeah, the festival area is a great place to hang out. It's where all the food trucks are. I would just be prepared for the sun. It is Southern California, and that area doesn't have too much shade, so sunscreen, bring a hat. And I think that festival area, if you're trying to plan some kind of impromptu meetup, is probably the safest place to do it. There's a giant VidCon, like physical VidCon logo outside. That's kind of an easy waypoint to tell people to meet up at. The expo hall, some creators do have meet and greets at certain expo booths, but those are typically creators who are like invited by VidCon or a featured creator. Expo hall, I don't recommend planning meetups there just because there are so many booths that it's kind of hard to navigate. And then you also don't want to cause kind of a big gathering of people and maybe make
No.
a potential hazard on the
Okay.
floor. Yeah.
Is Favorited going to have a booth there in the expo hall?
We're not doing a booth we're sponsoring, but we're actually sponsoring the lanyard. So everyone who's going to
Oh,
VidCon will be wearing favorited. Yeah.
a favorited lanyard.
Yes.
Let's go. I love it. That's cool. That's awesome. Okay. Any insider scoop on surprise pop-up appearances? You just gave us the swag scoop about a favorited lanyard. Any kind of, MVP, anything on the DL? Would like we will keep your secrets. There's only 224 of us in here. We will not say a word.
Like I said, a couple favorited staff are going to be moderating something on the community track. We're still waiting on details for what that is. I think kind of more surprise pop-ups the past few years. VidCon has done something called Out of the Box, where just a giant pink VidCon box shows up somewhere on the expo floor with a countdown timer over it. Inside, there's like a miniature film set essentially. And you never know what creators are going to be inside the box until it opens, and they typically will do some kind of interview or do some mini game together and interact with the fans that way. And then I was talking to the VidCon team today, and they told me that it's not up on the website yet, but it seems like there's going to be some opportunity to buy some like VIP tickets that VidCon is doing for the first time. So you might have much more of like a VIP meet and greet experience where you're getting to spend extended amount of time with creators. I don't have a lot of information on what that will look like. I just know that they're planning to have some kind of more of a VIP like leveled up experience.
Backstage passes to Alice Cooper kind of thing. I
Yeah.
mean, that's going to be cool, especially for those that are really into the culture and know the names that are really looking forward to
Yeah.
some hands-on. And I like the big pink box pop up. Like you never know who's gonna. That's amazing. That's so cool. I'd like to be able to have something like that at Favorite at some time. Um, the sessions or the workshops on the creator track, is there anything specific that you would recommend that we like if we're gonna roll up and we're gonna be on the creator track because the majority of us here that are watching are creators here at Favorited.
Mm-hmm.
Like which ones would you recommend that we really focus on and take notes for?
Yeah, I think if you look at the VidCon schedule, there's like a ton of sessions on how to level up as a creator, whether it's finding your voice as a creator or making your first hire or kind of how to better use AI to streamline your workflow. I think if you're looking for more hands-on experience, I would sign up for some of the mentorship sessions because those are limited to, I think 19 people are able to sign up for those. So those will give you like much more in depth on whatever topic that person is covering. There are 2 or 3 networking sessions that I saw that looked cool. Justin Moore is doing one called Craft Your Dream Brand Deal Pitch. I think that's not a name that people would immediately recognize, but I think that's what makes him cool is he's a less recognized name, but has been able to really help his wife, who's a creator, and a lot of other creators make meaningful livings online,
Right.
just via like how they're pitching themselves to brands. So I think he has a lot to teach. Roberto Blake is also someone who's basically made an entire career of teaching creators how to be creators and how to run their business. So I would definitely try to get into his networking session.
Okay, so the networking sessions. When the mentor sessions, Green Eyed Nola was asking, and by the way, thank you so much, gorgeous, amazing Hype Laura for the Snow Panda. I'll sing the song for you later, my darling. Thank you so much, Hype Laura. By the way, Hype Laura and I and the affiliates are doing a reaction movie watch reaction live tomorrow night. First one for the affiliates tomorrow night. There's a banner on the watch page. We're looking forward to breaking favorited history tomorrow night with that incredible opportunity, guys. Check it out tomorrow night. There's a banner on Discovery for that. Hype Laura, thank you so much, sweetheart. The mentor program that you were talking about, the mentor tracks there, I guess not tracks, the sessions, like
Mm-hmm.
is there someone that you're paired up with just during that session, or like do you leave with a mentor? Like how does that work?
So typically, since they're capped at 19 people, once you buy your ticket, I think you'll get access to a platform. They've changed platforms this year. I think this year's might be called Leap, where you can kind of rank which mentor sessions you want to see the most, and they'll try their best to have you be one of the 19 people who get to attend. Typically, the sessions are an hour long, so the person might be presenting for 15, 20 minutes, and then the rest of the time is open to you really like asking questions and having kind of more meaningful discussions with the other attendees as well on whatever topic the presenter is having. So it's more less of a one-on-one mentorship and more just of an intimate session than
Okay.
being in a room with hundreds of other
Hundreds of
people.
people. Okay. Okay. A couple of questions coming through from the chat. So with regards to favorite, it's promotion and people trying to get an all expenses paid trip to VidCon. It is for U.S. residents only. It's the top 20 after the promotion ends, and it's not all expenses paid. It's the flight and the hotel and the ticket to the convention, not your food, not your entertainment. It's the favorited party. It's the pass to the convention. It is your flight and your hotel,
Yep.
right? It's not your champagne and caviar and your spa package in between, right? It's not all that.
Yeah.
And it's for US residents only. Right. But anyone that can get their cute little butts out there can go, my darlings. You can go, you can go, you can go. If you land on the top 100 of the leaderboard, you can go to the favorited party, my darlings. There's a ticket for you to go to the party if you can get there. Okay.
Yeah, I
You
think
can,
I think earlier you might have said Thursday. I think it's actually the Wednesday night,
is it
whatever day the
Wednesday?
18th
The
is.
18th? Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought the 19th was a Friday. Is the 19th a Thursday?
I think uh yeah, I think the 19th is Thursday, yeah.
You know what? It doesn't matter to me anymore because I'm gonna be there one way or the other. I don't even care. I'm going. I'm gonna spend the entire month out there. Is Favorited gonna be live streaming any of this from the Favorited account? Do you know?
Um yeah, probably with sometimes internet at VidCon can be a little dicey just because there's it's like 50,000 people whose favorite thing
Yeah.
is being online and
Okay.
seeing online creators. So I think we're definitely going to stream as much as we can and get all the creators who we're flying out to stream as much as they can, and hopefully we're able to get some decent internet out there.
Okay. Okay. A couple more questions. Are you able to do some Q&A after this, or do we need to let you go at the bottom of the hour, my darling?
Um, I might have a few minutes, but probably not more than like 5, just because I have
Okay.
lots to do
You
leading up to
are
VidCon.
you are a boss lady. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I'll go ahead and skip over the questions about the industry track. Um, the navigating the convention center will skip. Okay. Any advice on managing? So the VidCon schedule, like just any other convention schedule, I know that they like to give you like a lot of options so that you can kind of pick and choose. And a lot of us, our eyes are bigger than our stomachs, so we try and get everything in. So give us like your best advice to not overpack the schedule, get enough downtime in so that we can still like retain the information, get our meet and greets in, like any kind of advice about making our experience, as smooth as possible, as stress-free as possible, and not overpacking our schedules.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just prepare ahead of time and give yourself enough time to get to each thing. I think VidCon's app might let you make your own like VidCon schedule, so you might be able to like favorite whatever sessions you want to go to, so you can kind of plan out your path. I think it's more walking than people are going to expect,
Right.
because if you're going to a panel on the creator track or like hall A, and then your next thing is a meet and greet, typically those things are on the opposite ends of the convention center. So I'd give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to walk between each session, wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
Like I think I walked a lot as an attendee, but like the VidCon staff is easily walking like 10 to 20 miles every day, just going back and forth in the
Yeah.
convention center.
It's huge.
It's a bigger space than people think.
It's huge. Yeah. Pack in water, right?
Yeah, I would bring maybe a battery pack so that you can charge your devices. In the downtime, there are some places on the first floor of the convention center that just is a station of just outlets. If you have 30, 60 minutes in between sessions, you can go there and charge. There are different lounges that you can go chill out in, go outside to the festival area, get some lunch at the food trucks. Um,
Okay. So
there,
food
there, there
trucks
are,
are there.
yeah, there are food options inside, but I think the food trucks at VidCon are a little bit better than kind of the convention center food.
Well, I'm looking forward to live streaming food trucks, you guys, because it's all about the snacks over here on Mix. I'm super excited. Cheese ball challenge, here we come. Okay, what about your top tip for a first-time creator attending VidCon to make the most of networking with other creators and industry pros? I mean, I know I'm gonna
Yeah,
fangirl out, but like,
yeah, I think for first timers, I think if you're really wanting to network, obviously those mentorship sessions I mentioned will be a good place to network since it's a smaller group. But I think if you're going to different creator track sessions, again, you guys are all going to that same session because you share something in common about why you're seeing that session. So
right,
if you get there a little early and you're waiting in line to go in, it's a good time to like get to know people. Same thing, even if you're just trying to meet someone in the same fandom. Like a lot of the friends I have now and friends I know through work, I've met at VidCon. I think, um, and I think people who might be similar to me and kind of be socially anxious. I think VidCon is kind of the best kind of show for these kind of people because if you think about it, like creators online are just by themselves in their room talking to their
yeah.
cameras. It's usually because they kind of share that little bit of social anxiety, so you
Yeah.
already have that in common with people. So it
So we
makes it
can
a
all
little bit easier
nervously,
to talk to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can nervously giggle and awkwardly smile at each other and be like nerds together. So excited, nervous. What is a common mistake first timers at VidCon make, and how can they avoid it and have an awesome experience? Do you think?
I think similarly, it's again, if you don't prepare ahead, VidCon is a hard place to like. If you show up there day of, you haven't looked at the schedule, it's hard to figure out what you're going to do just because
Yeah,
there's so much going on all at the
yeah.
same time that it's hard to like pick where you want to be. Um, and this is why I'm saying you should create your schedule ahead of time. That way you're not surprised if it takes you 10 minutes to walk to a session you were wanting to go to and you miss the beginning of it because you didn't plan ahead of time. Again, wear comfortable shoes, bring sunblock, also hand sanitizer. It's a lot of people in an enclosed space. Um, I know a lot of people, we always call it the VidCon virus, that people get just because it's a lot of people in close quarters. So just bring some hand sanitizer and make sure you're washing your hands.
Hydrating, washing your hands, sunblock, and if you're not used to the sun, head covers, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Lots of sunblock.
and you know, SoCal is only getting warmer every year, so yeah. Um, Lots of water, sunscreen, and you'll be set.
Okay. Are there any viral moments from the past VidCons that you think might inspire what we will see at this year's VidCon?
I think that both VidCon and the internet changes so much every year, so I don't know what trends might be happening because like right now I know there's a new like um some kind of like samba ballroom dance trend happening right now on TikTok. Who knows if that will still be a thing in 2 weeks,
Right.
right? I think one thing to keep in mind though that tends to happen at VidCon is if there are any viral trends that have to do with like going up to strangers and bothering them, like prank trends, I don't recommend. VidCon is very tough about event security and kind of doing trends that kind of bother people, or if you're trying to impersonate a larger creator, that VidCon is very generous with banning people for life. So I would just be careful with taking on the wrong trend.
Okay. Okay, so be cool, everybody. And I love that you reminded us that there is a VidCon app that will help us to book out our schedule, help us map through the convention center, coordinating transportation to and from. Like if we are able to get close to the convention center hotel, then it's walking distance to the convention center. Otherwise, we're gonna have to, traverse Anaheim traffic.
Yeah,
So
I the easiest thing to do would be to like get an Uber to the Anaheim Hilton. There's a roundabout that will drop you out right outside the convention center. And then I think all of the convention center parking is right behind the center.
okay. Close to the convention center. The hotel is within walking distance of the convention center.
Yeah, the Marriott, the Hilton, and the Sheraton are all on the
Okay.
actual convention center campus. Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you could tell a new creator one reason to jump in and buy their VidCon Anaheim 2025 ticket today, what would it be?
I mean, I really think that if you're a fan of online creators, if you're a creator yourself, there's kind of a little bit of something for everyone at VidCon. It's a great place to meet new friends, new people to collaborate and stream with, as well as potential new business partners. Like you truly never know who you're going to meet. And even though they're not really supposed to, a lot of the times the featured creators at VidCon will kind of sneak around security and be out amongst the crowd. So you really never know who you'll end up talking to.